Good morning and welcome to today. It's Thursday here and I'm so excited that you joined us. We've been having about 2 weeks of extremely warm weather for the Midwest, and all of a sudden it dropped about 30 degrees. So as a result, I'm having a little bit of adjustment in my throat. But I'm glad you're here with us, and today we're going to talk about plans. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on how important it is to plan your day as a homeschool mom, as a parent, in life in general. We do know that it's good to have a plan to avoid chaotic situations. But we also know that in life you can expect the unexpected. I'm Tricia Dunn. I'm a home education consultant and a parent coach. I've been homeschooling my 6 children for 16 years. And also teaching other students as well. And today I want to talk about how we can really shift when things go unexpected in our day, and how we can deal with the parts of 3 parts that's going to help us deal with plans that go unplanned and unexpected. So let's take a look first at what typically we think of visually, like when we're thinking of how we want our day to go. And we think, okay, so my plan would be that we are just going to go in a straight, easy, upward line to the end of the day and have great success. But life's plans, most of the time, looks a little different, where we go maybe up and then jag down, and then maybe it totally breaks where we just needed time to collect ourselves, and then we dip even further, and then we come back up, and then there's ups and downs and turns arounds. And how do you deal with that? And that's what I want to talk about today. There's 3 elements of dealing with your unexpected plans to help you as a homeschooling mom, as a person, a human being in general, and also just to give you some food for thought, so that next time when an unexpected plan comes your way, you can put these three things into action. The first is to anticipate without expectation. So these 2 words are very similar in meaning, but they're also very different. Anticipation without the expectation is one way to deal with your plans when they go off track. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is, if you have a situation and you have a plan like this, and you fully anticipate that this is what your day is going to go like, but it ends up being more like this, there's not an expectation of what that's going to look like. And as you can see, well, actually you can't see because I didn't do it. As long as you're ending with it going the same direction, you're still in a win-win situation. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But let me give you a few examples of real life situations. When one of my 6 children was little, I walked around the corner. I had been dealing with another child, and I came around the corner into the kitchen, and lo and behold, a big container from Sam's Club of animal crackers had been emptied out all over the floor. And my child was sitting in the middle of it, just very calmly eating all of the animal crackers. And this is a brand new box about this big from Sam's Club, all over the floor. It was definitely not part of my plan, but it was something that was happening right then and there. I had expected my plan to go like this. I had anticipated it for it to be like this, but what happened was this. Now, in that moment, I could have been really upset. But actually found it somewhat humorous. It was an ideal photo op. So after dealing with the situation a little bit, I went and got my camera, took a picture, and went on with my day after cleaning up the mess. And that's one example. Another one that I can think of right off the bat is with potty training. When you put your child down at night and you're anticipating that they'll be dry in the morning, it's a good idea to expect that they may not be, and that way you can prepare yourself for the end result. And just recently, I had a blowout on my tire, and this is the last example I'll use for an everyday situation that has nothing to do with parenting or children, just every day. My tire blew out, and was not something I was planning financially or time-wise, anywhere around that, to spend 4 hours at the dealer getting my tire replaced. But it is what happened. And so if you are following with me and you're here and you can see that if you hold on to what you're anticipating things to look like as opposed to what you're expecting it to look like, it will give you a little bit of a difference throughout your day. The second point on how to deal with when your plans look like this instead of what you had anticipated it to look like is to focus on solutions. A lot of time as homeschool moms, as humans, we have an unexpected circumstance situation, whether it's somebody saying something to us that may discourage us, whether it's an actual thing like my blowout on my tire, or another situation, and we focus on the problem. When you shift that focus to what the solution is so that you can continue going forward to your plan, that will significantly help you through your day as a homeschool mom and as just a person that's getting through your day with unexpected things. So focus on the solutions. What can you do to fix this? Do you need to modify the plan? One short example of this is last year I had 2 4th graders, my own and another student, and at the beginning of the year we worked really hard on getting math concepts down, and it was a struggle. And every day I felt like we were gaining ground. We talked about the steps to long division, we practiced it, they could do them step by step with me, and then at the end of the week I'd give them their review, and it was like a brand new thing, like they've never seen it before. And as you can imagine, that was pretty discouraging. But instead of focusing on the problem and being frustrated about it, I focused on the solution, which was a couple different things. One, by looking at the problem and watching them go through their problems one by one, each step at a time, I realized both of my students needed to, at the beginning of each review, write out the symbols for the steps that we had been using as a visual prompt to help them so that they could remember what step that goes next. So that was the first solution. The second one is one of my students was doing the math correctly, but because they were not lining their problem up right, they were really having a hard time coming up with the right answer. And so just using graph paper to help them line up their place values was a solution, and then they were both, at the end of the year, both of my students were able to get A's pretty consistently on their reviews for math, and those things were no longer a struggle. But if I had stayed focused on the problem, it could have been a continuing issue throughout the whole school year. And this can be related in many things in life as well, but that's an example of school solution. So really do look at solutions instead of the problem. Sometimes the solution is to just change the plan altogether. And that's what we're going to talk about next. The next point is to use your letters. And what do I mean by that? I mean that we usually talk about plan A and then a backup plan of plan B. But there are many other letters in the alphabet. So if you get to plan A and it looks like this, and plan B looks like this, there's plan C, there's plan D, there's plan E, and each time you set a new plan, it really becomes your new plan A. So those are the 3 points on dealing with unexpected, unplanned plan as it comes your way each day in our life, whether you homeschool, whether you're parenting, or whether you're just facing situations that are coming at you in your workplace or in your relationships. And two points to end on. One is celebrate the small stuff. In school, celebrate that your child has finally remembered to have the paper with the holes on the left facing them at the top. It may seem small, but it's not. And celebrate those small things. Take the time to be grateful for the steps that you're in each step of the way. And remember that forward is forward. If you have to take a lot of dips and tips and turns arounds to get there, it's okay. Forward is still forward. And learning is life. Life is learning. And learning leads to change, which leads to growth. And growth is a process that takes time, commitment, and effort. I'm Trisha Dunn. I'm so glad you were here with us. I hope this helped you as a homeschooling mom, as in a parenting way, or in life in general. And thank you for being with us. I look forward to talking with you soon.